So, this is it. I'm finally using the Streamlabs OBS. I'm already getting emails saying congratulations on your first stream. Streamlabs. And even this one, now live on the channel. Oh gosh, the whole wallpaper, pretty ugly. I might have to replace that. I only post them that way because the banner on my YouTube channel is supposed to look differently than how I first animated it in Garry's Mod. But yeah, I am fully live streaming now. So I'm going to take advantage of this situation, and I'm going to be reacting to one of my more previous audio plays, Supersonic Squad Taking Back Brooklyn. This is the episode that broke the silence that the series had gone through for 4 years, and this was the episode that brought it back. And it was actually around this time, it was like in early November that I started coming up with the plot for this episode, because ideas just started coming into my head after I revisited season 1 of the series on fanfiction.net. And so it was slowly over November that I came up with the story, that I wrote it, and in December I waited for all my voice talents to come through with their recorded lines. Nothing really happened, so, I mean, voice man, you're good, you sent your Eggman stuff, but I put the episode, like, I had first scrapped it in February, because, I mean, it wasn't good timing to start working on this during the holiday season. People need to rest, people need to be with their families. But I managed to do everything else. I managed to do the rest of it in May of this year, so I'm going to be reacting to it. I'm going to be pointing out all the different references and Easter eggs and other stuff like that. We'll have a good laugh about it. So, let us begin. Finally, after all these years, it is time to celebrate the return of what was originally a rough idea for a Super Smash Bros. Fan series, which soon evolved into the series we know and love, Supersonic Squad. As me triumphantly exclaiming that, and the music that was playing was the beginning of Never Turn Back by Crush 40. It's incredible. Yes, I drew that. Oh, gosh. 2011, I drew that. Look at all those smudges. I mean, up where it says Super Smash Brothers, those are where the worst smudges are. Like, the reason why you've got all those swiping smears is to kind of make it look like they're moving, especially with Link and his shield. You know, poorly drawn Sonic with that mini hammer that he only uses in Sonic Advance 3, I think. Oh my gosh. And there's Liz Alphaz. I knew nothing about him. In case you're wondering who that is in the bottom left corner of the paper, that's my very first sketch of Kiata, a character Kiata Tetsuyami. Yep, that's him right there. That is him. You can see you can get a more closer look at the Kiata evolution picture that I made, but I only posted it on Facebook, so oh my gosh. I drew this at what used to be the Fireworks Coffee and Pottery House. It is now La Rancherita 2. It's a Mexican restaurant now, and it's completely different. Oh my gosh. Happy 10th 2011. That was when I came up with the concept for Supersonic Squad. Sorry, moving the laptop. Sonic sat on a log by the pond in the Great Forest. Felt just like those days back when he and the Knothole Freedom Fighters fought against the diabolical Dr. Eggman and overthrew his dark kingdom of Robotropolis. Only today, Sonic began to feel quite uneasy. It's referring to that self-titled Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon from '93. Now, this scene here originally had Sally Acorn in there. She was in the script, but I didn't come up with the scene myself. The dialogue was taken from a much older draft that my older brother Forrest wrote. Back when he wrote a large portion of the series that never went public. It was not the official Supersonic Squad. The official series came in 2014. The unofficial, written by him, and a bit of me in there, was 2012.
Well, this has got to be the most quiet time I've ever gotten in a long time. It's definitely not the same as all those years ago when we took Tails into the Great Forest with us. He would wake up screaming for his parents. Or screaming because he was dreaming about Eggman. I used to go comfort Tails every time. Sometimes it was Sally. That you, Sal?
Nah, I haven't seen her at all.
Oh, Luigi, I didn't think it would be you.
Who you expecting? You haven't been acting yourself lately.
Now, you might think it's kind of weird with what I'm doing for my voice for Luigi. I was trying to impersonate John Leguizamo from the live-action Super Mario Brothers film. Yeah, sorry. And for Sonic, I was doing Roger Craig Smith, but because it sounded too much like my actual voice, I raised the pitch just a bit.
I guess you're right. Maybe I'm just a little bummed out.
Had any chili dogs lately?
I actually haven't been eating much for the past few weeks. I guess my mood affects the food. Or is it the other way around?
Well, I hope you're in the mood for music because there's something I want to show you. Our good friend Knuckles has dug deep into the music industry lately. He's opened up a dazzling shop for all the music lovers.
Knuckles opened a music shop? Never saw it anywhere in Hedgehog Village.
Well, no, it's in Brooklyn. We'll have to use the portal to get there, remember that.
Didn't think he'd actually do more activity there in particular. Alright, let me go see him. Maybe that'll give me some time to kill.
Using a portal stationed in Rotor's workshop, Sonic and Luigi were teleported from Mobius to Earth, where the plumber came from. They arrived in the workshop of Christopher Thorndike, whose scientific genius created duplicates of the portal, as well as the Egg Timer, Dr. Eggman's old time-traveling invention. That was like the time warp sound effect that a lot of different media has used, and I reused that sound for PlayStation All-Star Season 3 later that year. So if you remember this sound as a kid, hope it brings back the memories.
You haven't been here in a while, Sonic. I was wondering when you'd visit again. I guess today is my lucky day.
And yes, that is also me voicing Chris Thorndike, the adult scientist Chris Thorndike. And since I didn't really have anything special for him, and I didn't want it to sound too similar to me, I just did my Ratchet voice for him to further distinguish him from everyone else. Luigi led Sonic out into the streets of Brooklyn, New York, as the sights became familiar to the Hedgehog once again. And as they walked further into the city, they began to hear the sound of a saxophone playing a jazz tune. And there they found Knuckles the Echidna standing outside his shop, wearing a hat, playing his instrument.
Hey, Nux!
Imagine Knuckles wearing his hat from the Sonic Boom episode 5 to 9 Knuckles. I think that's what it's called. But, My voice for Knuckles, it's funny and weird at the same time. Oh my gosh. And it's also entertaining all at the same time.
Morning, fellas! Fancy seeing you here, Sonic.
So, this is where you've been all this time, huh?
And I'm grateful for it. Trust me, you've never seen a music shop like mine. Knuckles Noise.
Knuckles Noise. That's a pretty unique name.
Come on in, let me show you around.
Hear Pumpkin Hill Zone playing on the intercom.
Wow. You've already got everything that comes to a music shopper's mind.
Glad you're already satisfied. Usually my favorite time of a workday is bargaining with those who want a colorful vinyl or a sweet stylish guitar.
So, this is your job now? Whatever happened to guarding the Master Emerald?
No one's been at Angel Island for the past year but me. The threat level has drastically dropped down to 0.
Knuckles and I have already gone through the best of bargains.
Then consider it added to my to-do list.
Oh, but the best part is upstairs. Allow me to escort you.
Sonic and Luigi followed Knuckles up to a part of the building that no customers had asked about. Sonic was amazed to find himself enter what looked like a custom-built studio.
This is where the real fun is.
You built your own studio here?
Yeah, it's about time I started working on some new original content.
The whole studio thing was inspired by, not just with Knuckles following this musical career, because that's kind of what I wanted to do, but I already run a record label, Coliosis Records. But it also came from the fact that around the time that I was just starting Supersonic Squad 10 years ago, I used to visit a friend from another church, and he had this studio on the top floor of a cafe, and that's where I used to take bass guitar lessons. Yeah, I learned from him up in that studio. And so this this series takes inspiration also from real life, and it works so well just as long as you don't get too personal. You just got to look all around you. And yet, I do want to point out something. Like, I know I said that real life can inspire the stories you write, but there are some moments where it may not be the right thing to do, considering all the chaos that happened earlier in 2020 with, I forgot the name of that person. He was shot. There were riots. Some riots happening in my hometown of Kenosha, Wisconsin. That's where I was born, and they trashed the place, and they have the lamest excuses as to do that. Y'all are still responsible for your own actions. That's what made me so sad. And when I had originally put up a part in the script where the Overlanders are attacking, which we're going to get to pretty soon, that the citizens of Brooklyn had to board their windows for protection. And when I showed the script to Lars, who was originally going to play the voice of Chris Thorndike in this, and Overlord Charlemagne, I showed it to him. I'm like, I think I regret putting that part in there, because this is becoming too real. It's becoming too much like the riots that happened earlier this year. He's like, sadly, it is very similar. I agree with you. So I offered to change the script, and the version that you hear right here is the revised version. And so, anyway, back to the studio. The song that's playing on Knuckles' computer is Giving In by Edema, and I don't mean you. Sorry, I have an Amazon Echo in here that answers to that word. Gotta be careful.
I've been writing some new songs for our old band Duditude. I did a complete solo album a while ago,
And it's a hit.
Sonic observed in amazement at what was displayed on the wall, a framed vinyl record of an album titled Tougher Than Leather by none other than Knuckles himself.
Tougher Than Leather is a line of lyrics from Unknown by M.Me. song from the Sonic Adventure series.
Man, you've gone so far and I didn't even notice. This is definitely something to be proud of.
Oh, it is. Lately, I've been writing songs of encouragement to everyone caught in the middle of this catastrophe.
Catastrophe? What's going on?
Remember the Overlanders from Mobius?
The Overlanders? Like from the Great War?
They've been roaming the streets of Brooklyn, hunting us down, and they're even willing to annihilate any human who's friendly with us. They've turned the city into a war zone. Clearly, they've lost it.
That's the main reason I went to see you, Sonic. We need your help to drive these guys back to where they came from. My hometown's gonna be destroyed.
But how did they get here anyway? They haven't been heard from since the war.
You don't suppose Eggman is behind this? Remember, he built the egg timer to bring certain subjects here to the present. And if Chris could duplicate that machine, then Eggman might as well do the same.
The egg timer was all the way back from season 1, and so is the plan that Eggman has for this one. He's repeating it. In season 1, he created the egg timer to bring his past self, the Julian Robotnik from the cartoon, so that he can get the key to the roboticizer and access it again for his plan. So now that he already has the roboticizer, he's gonna try it again here.
Better go see my brother. He'll be gathering us at the plumbing shop. We'll discuss our strategy when we all get our gear together.
It's time for me to close up shop early.
And Knuckles had spoken the truth about the new plan set up by Dr. Eggman. The day before, at a great distance from the park, stood a cave, once dormant, but now reconstructed as an evil lair once again. The mad scientist had activated his rebuild of the egg timer and summoned a particular figure from the past, Overlord Charlemagne, Lord of the Overlanders.
Sorry, I had to move that out of the way because now I see we finally have a viewer here. So, sorry, the video was getting in the way of the chat. I gotta see what people are saying in the chat. I'm very sorry I had to do this late at night since, I can only stream my reactions to these, since if I just did a normal recording, the video file would take up so much space on my laptop and it would take an eternity to upload to YouTube, so this is the fastest way. But anyway, Overlord Charlemagne was only from the comics, the Sonic the Hedgehog comics, and he led the Overlanders against the Mobians during the Great War, and King Acorn helped win that war. And so this is the villain the other villain you see here. Actually moved it on the screen. Wow. Actually moved the QuickTime player all the way across the screen. Huh. Guess I gotta do that for any future reactions. This is the first time I'm doing it. I apologize.
You almost look familiar. Where have I seen you before?
I was the brains behind the tech and the weaponry the Mobians used to win the Great War. The same tech the King planned to shut down.
And Eggman is the only... Again, Eggman's the only character who is not voiced by me here in this audio play. Shoutouts to Voiceman for doing it for him compassionately. And Charlemagne, again, I originally wanted Lars to voice him and use his dark Liu Kang voice for him, but when I was running out of options, I filled in, but used my best impression of Lars and his evil impressions. That's what I tried doing. I didn't have any other options. I mean, I wanted to give that a try anyway, because, Lars, he's been a great voice actor, right? He still is a great voice actor. And So I guess you can say here that he has inspired me. It works so well.
I no longer have compassion for the Mobians, and I will demolish any human who stands with them as well.
So you're Julian Kintober?
Yes, but you can call me Dr. Eggman. You are no longer in the Mobius year 3224. I have just saved you from a very humiliating defeat by the hands of King Acorn. And from what I had just said, you will find several Mobians scattered in the city across from us. They have sided with the plumbers known as the Mario Brothers, therefore gaining more respect and compassion from the humans.
But you yourself are human as well. How do I know I can't trust you?
Some of my own family members are Overlanders as well, such as my niece, Hope Kentobar. And I will be willing to put her down for what she's been up to lately. Defending the Mobians. Consider her a traitor. But this will also convince you. Sonic did this to me. When he roboticized my left arm, I felt nothing but bitter hatred for him. It was hate at first sight.
The roboticizer. Heard that invention was in the works.
I now use it completely to my advantage. So, are you with me or not?
Very well.
Excellent! Now stand back as I summon the rest of your army.
In the present time, in the same cave, Eggman stood silently next to the roboticizer, once again thinking back to the day he took complete control over the kingdom of Mobotropolis.
Now, after the flashback part begins, basically I just took a scene from the cartoon's episode Blast to the Past. It was part 2, but I cut out all of the modern Sonic and Sally dialogue as if they did not travel back to the past to see it happen. Now you just see how it could have happened without their interference. And they have already shown that in the comics as well. So yeah, you'll be hearing the classic voices of Jim Cummings, Tim Curry, and William Wyndham.
Your Majesty, members of the royal court, may I welcome you to the capital of my new kingdom, Robotropolis, a city of the future. Any final words for your subjects, sire?
You can't win this, Julian.
The name is no longer Julian. From this day forward, I am Robotnik. Hey, Bot! Say cheese! Sir Charles, you dare resist? Get him! Get him! Snively! What was that?
Something very blue, sir.
In a flashback, when Snively had hair. Gee, that was that's still my favorite Sonic TV show out of all of them. Sonic Boom is my second favorite because it is like the most modern Sonic show, and it's got the right kind of humor with the modern cast of characters. I mean, with the exception of Styx. And, continuity-wise, what I tried to do with Super Sonic Squad was bridge the gap between the self-titled and Sonic X, and then some of Sonic Boom in there as well. So that's the kind of continuity that we're going with right here.
Now that I think about it, Sonic had already suspected something. Even as a child, he might have been wise to what I was planning.
Doctor, just saw a couple of them head to the plumbing shop.
Let them go there, Agent Stone. It'll keep them out of the way for a while.
First time we brought in Agent Stone from the live-action Sonic the Hedgehog movie, voiced by me, trying to sound very low tone, but not very serious. Gee. This was the only time we used Stone. The first and only time, at least as of now, so... gee.
But wouldn't you want us to...
Go after them? Do you know what's hard about being the smartest person in the world?
Everyone else is stupid?
Stupid. Yes. Way to go. You got that one.
Reused dialogue from that movie. And here, Voice Man is making Eggman sound kind of like his Jim Carrey counterpart.
I'm refraining from attacking Sonic and his do-gooder friends for a reason. Let the Overlanders do the work for us. That's why I sent them here. And while they distract Sonic, I'll begin setting my real plan in motion. I know Wario and Waluigi are familiar with this, since we've tried it before.
Oh yes, we used the Chaos Emeralds to give the roboticizer enough power to roboticize an entire planet.
Are we really doing this again?
Yes, but only this time, the power source will be even stronger. With that Knuckles out of the way, we can easily take the Master Emerald from Angel Island, just like that. And hopefully, it will give us enough power to roboticize this planet even faster.
At first, if you don't succeed, try again.
Good old Zelda Ocarina of Time music.
Agent Stone's observation was correct, as Luigi led Sonic and Knuckles to the Mario Brothers plumbing shop.
Hey Shadow, is Mario still here?
Yes, he's been waiting for you. This will be the last business day before we make our move against the Overlanders tomorrow.
Hello, Mario Brothers Plumbing. You clog 'em, we clear 'em.
You'll probably already notice two things reminiscent to some Mario media of the past. You got that old Mario Brothers slogan from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, "You clog 'em, we clear 'em." And the voice impression from Mario that I was trying to do was Bob Hoskins from the live action film. But I sounded a bit also like Walker Boone from the Super Mario World cartoon. Like, I kind of sucked at doing the Bob Hoskins impression. I did a little better the next time for Bros on the Road, but this one right here was like the start of it.
Oh no, don't touch it. Look, it's not a big problem, just leave it to us. Okay, be right there. Luigi, go get your tools. This will be our last job before we close the place temporarily. We're doing the town a small favor before we do the bigger one tomorrow. Very well, so you two can get what you need from your home while Mario and I do our job.
Can do.
But not before I say hello, like I haven't done in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I still trust you to keep Brooklyn safe. This is a pretty strange reunion, but it should be well worth it. Come on, Luigi! I'll pay Christopher a visit. He said he's in this as well. He said he'll be building some tech to further help us out.
The Overlanders are being nasty.
Uh-oh, there's already trouble.
For the last time, where is Sonic?
Should we intervene or no?
That's a tough decision. The more we hide from the Overlanders, the more violent they'll be towards the innocent humans.
Look, here come the gun forces.
Gun forces.
Stand back. If you don't lower your weapons, we'll have to take action.
That's me trying to do a gruff voice for the gun commander, Abraham Tower. I call him that because that's his name in the comics. And it's really hard to do that kind of gruff voice, especially when it sounds very similar to Agent Shepard. That, at least my impression of Agent Shepard. So, and the music you hear in the background is me once again obsessing over the song Saul I Am by Abated Mass of Flesh. And I know that is not the right kind of genre for this, so it might have been a mistake for me to pick that song for this scene. But, I just love using it for the scenes of, uh-oh, doom is impending, here comes trouble, and you hear this creeping guitar droning in as the tension in the scene is about to build. And this is the 2018 version of the song I'm using from the complete re recording of the EP Moth and Rust in the Temple of Putridity. So, brutal death metal for something like this, not the best choice. I'm sorry I used it for Supersonic Squad. I mainly use it for PlayStation All Stars. So, yeah, at least I didn't get any vocals in there like I used to.
Whether you attack us or not, you are still an enemy of the Overlanders. We know you're in league with the Mobians.
We cannot divulge anything about them to you.
You're only saying that to protect them. All forces, attack those soldiers!
Drive them back! Hurry!
Commander Abraham Tower ordered his gun soldiers to push back the attacking Overlanders with their riot shields, keeping them away from the townspeople. It was enough of a diversion for Sonic, Knuckles, and Shadow to make their move and escape the scene unnoticed.
Blasted Eggman, where are the new weapons you promised?
Later, back at Thorndyke Mansion, it's a good thing you guys made it back safely. By tomorrow, we'll be putting those Overlanders back in their place, if we find which egg timer that Eggman used to summon them. We don't know where he is exactly, but we'll get to him when we can. Fire up the portal, Chris! Hurry back, because when you do, I'm shutting the portal down so any Overlanders on Mobius won't get through here, should they find the other end at Rotor's workshop.
Good call. See you, Chris!
There we go, the time warp again.
At Bygone Island, inside Sonic's shack, I never expected this to happen. Elements of the Great War are coming back to haunt us. Eggman's finally used a more terrifying part of the past as a weapon. He's been there, so he knows all about it. Let's see. Chaos Emeralds? Check. Power Stones? Check. And hopefully Mario's got plenty of chili dogs. I think I'm ready.
I did put one thing in the script where Sonic also packs a can of spinach and he hopes no one takes it as a joke. I, put that in there mainly because Popeye was on TV around the time that I was writing it. So, yeah, I removed it because, okay, that's not very necessary.
I give Sally a kiss before heading back to Brooklyn, but I don't want her to worry about me. Returning to Thorndyke Mansion, you're the last one to arrive. Come on, we gotta get going while the streets are clear. I'm late? I thought I was the fastest thing alive. Maybe not in thinking. While under the cover of the night sky, Chris Thorndyke led Sonic through an alley that led to the back door of the plumbing shop. Only a dimly lit street light and the back porch light were on, as the others found time for sport while waiting. Come on, Mario Rooney, you can do this!
No,
Give
you
it a
don't.
quick
You're
roll!
not getting past me!
And he scores! What's up, y'all?
You just missed my humiliating defeat at the hands of the plumbers.
This scene right here is kind of inspired by two things. One thing was in real life when it was around the time that I was writing the script. Slowly over time, I was thinking it more and more, trying to further complete and expand the plot. And I was visiting a friend for a few days, and he had a basketball hoop out in his front yard. It was next to the driveway, and we shot some hoops at night. I guess that kind of brought the inspiration, especially when you hear Knuckles say, "Try to shoot a hoop at this line right here," later on. But there's also Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Proves I'm not getting any older. Yo, Chris, you wanna shoot?
Sorry, I'm not that good at sports. We all know science is my specialty. Well, man, just give it a try. See if you can make a hoop at this line right here.
Yeah, try using your science skills to calculate your throwing accuracy. Are you making fun of me?
Alright, I'll give it a try.
Woo! Oh,
See, this guy knows what he's doing!
If you listen closely, you hear Mario doing his iconic laugh from Super Mario World after he's like, Mama Luigi? Oh, gosh. I snuck that in there.
Alright, that's it for tonight. Let's head on inside. I saw some overlanders standing around town. They're not attacking, but they might be planning a strategy. Now let's dim the lights so they can't see us in here. Luigi, get the pizza out, please.
Come and get it while it's hot.
That brings to another moment of Sonic and the spinach. Pulls it out saying, I brought spinach. Don't take it as a joke, please. Cut.
Alright, listen up, all of you. Do be aware that we will most likely hardly sleep at all tonight, due to the repeating possibility that those overlanders might start getting nasty again. Once again, the blame is put on Dr. Eggman for bringing them here. And we don't know his exact location, nor do we know if he's using one of the old egg timers, or if he built a new one. I almost have a hunch I know where he could possibly be. What if he's using the same cave as when our worlds merged?
It's a good idea. We'll search from there, but if he's not where we think he is, where to next?
That's something we'll have to find out ourselves. We won't stand by while the overlanders continue to do their dirty work. Gun forces are gonna help us. We'll still need to lend a hand ourselves as we make our way to Eggman's hideout. Those overlanders are not gonna tear down Brooklyn while we're still here. We're not gonna let them cause any more damage to where our friends and I belong. That's a promise.
Hey, with you letting me stay here once in a while, this place has felt like another home to me.
Well said.
We'll make our move tomorrow morning. When we finally reveal ourselves, the overlanders are bound to attack us. We'll send them back to where they belong.
And speaking of the overlanders, Eggman met again with Charlemagne, giving him the promised weapons that would help them decimate all Mobians that stood in their way.
I originally built these for the Mobians. You should know exactly what to do now. Give them a taste of the medicine they once used.
Perfect.
I understand you've already got itchy trigger fingers, but it would be best that our real attack happens in broad daylight. Sonic and his friends are bound to appear then.
Here we go again with the waiting.
I thought you were used to strategies such as these. That patience pays off.
You've hired some very strange accomplices.
Wario and Waluigi are the best I've ever had.
Well, Luigi, at your service.
See you doing out there and stuff. My name's Wario.
As a reference to, like, I don't know if you guys remember the Mario and Wario animatronics from E3 many years ago. It's been used for a few years, and that right there, Wario was quoting one of the times where it was not Charles Martinet voicing the Wario animatronic. It was someone else. I can't remember the name, but the video footage began with Wario saying "doing out there" and stuff, but it like cut in before he could say the full sentence. So, and yet the way he sounded, the way the guy did his voice, people dubbed it Jersey Wario. And so the video clip is just him saying, like, cut off from his full sentence, him saying, "Doing out there and stuff, my name's Wario." So here I made a little excuse to put that in there. And if you listen closely while Waluigi says, "Waluigi at your service," Wario is saying, "Yeah, I see you doing out there and stuff." The sentence was originally going to be longer. Like, he was supposed to say, "I see you terrorizing the Mobians doing out there and stuff. My name's Wario." That's, and I love putting that in there.
Regent Stone is new here, but also clumsy and curious. Only his blind obedience prevents me from eliminating him.
That is correct. What took you so long to retrieve these weapons?
Hey! It's not easy robbing from the heavily guarded Mobotropolis. The king is still there. But I promise to send you back to Mobius to eliminate him once our job here is done. With Sonic and his friends completely annihilated, no one would be able to protect the king as easily as they do.
But with Sonic here in Brooklyn, that puts him out of the way so we can attack the king without him knowing. Why waste our time with the hedgehog? You are making an unwise decision, Doctor!
What did I just say about patience?
Who you think you are, Buster? Eggman trusts us with these weapons as well. Under his command, we can fire at whom he targets.
This is insane!
Is he still looking at me funny?
Yes, he is.
Tell him to stop or I'll send him back to the past.
If you don't stop looking at the doctor, he'll use the egg timer to—
I'm not deaf!
Another reference to the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. And the ambience that you hear in the background was extracted from the canceled... It was from a prototype of the canceled Twisted Metal Harbor City. It was the only, like, good, dark ambience for a scene like this that I was able to use.
Hopefully we understand each other now. Lay down your arms, boys. The plan must go just the way it was thought out. We'll begin the attack in the morning.
That's right. Get out of here. Have a rotten day.
I don't think... Did I put that in the script at first? I think maybe I did, like, later on, after I thought it was already complete. But...
I assume it took longer to get those weapons, because you also retrieved the real prize.
Precisely.
In the next room of the cave, hidden by a dark curtain, stood the roboticizer with the Master Emerald mounted on top. The machine was yet to be fully repaired, and the villains hoped that by morning it would be ready for the biggest part of the plan. As the night progressed, some overlanders would suddenly strike out at whichever human pedestrian passed by. The gun forces were scattered around the city as well, preventing the overlanders from laying any more harm upon the civilians. Mario had already convinced them to hold back a full attack until further notice. They merely arrested whichever attacking overlanders they found, warning them again and again. Charlemagne and the overlanders slowed down their bitter breakouts and waited for the right moment to strike. Hours later, the dawn of a new day had come. It was finally time to put Dr. Eggman's scheme to rest and drive the overlanders from the city they threatened. How did everyone sleep?
Rough. Kept hearing those noises outside from the fights. So did I. Gotta have a small breakfast before we head on out. Mario and I made these egg sausage and cheese biscuit sandwiches.
That was what I had for breakfast practically every morning while I was at my friend's house while trying to think this episode.
Hope we can eat quickly before things get worse out there.
Luigi, go get your tools. Remember, treat your tools like your friend. Keep them by you. Never let them down, and they're always at your side.
Reused quote from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
What do you expect us to do with them? I thought we were done plumbing until this whole problem was over.
You're not thinking what I'm thinking? It's right time we put our tools to another use.
Think I understand now.
At the park, Commander Tower ordered the first wave of gun soldiers to take defensive positions, as Overlord Charlemagne did the same with his overlanders. All civilians were ordered to evacuate at least an hour before, and the time had come for the battle to begin. The gun commander anxiously waited for the signal that was promised, so he may lead his men towards the enemy, and out of the plumbing shop stepped the rest of those who were gathered to help lead on. Mario, Luigi, Sonic, Knuckles, Shadow, and Christopher had arrived.
Let's do this!
Let's move! After them!
Smash Brothers time.
You gotta make sure Shadow's hunch is correct. Continue to move towards the cave, see if Eggman is there.
But what will you be doing? Giving the leader of that army a piece of my mind. If you're gonna do that, be safe. I ain't letting you down anytime soon, brother.
The Mobians are here. We must hurry and slay them, then we'll attack the king.
Hey!
So you're one of the plumbers.
That's right. The name's Mario. And I got a present for you.
This is ridiculous. You attack me with a mere toy?
There's a better word to describe this thing. Lethal weapon.
Stay back!
Meanwhile, inside Eggman's cave...
Finally! The roboticizer is fully fixed and ready to use. Wario,
Yeah?
activate it at full power.
With pleasure. Ha ha ha! As his boss commanded, Wario ignited the power of the roboticizer, now with the Master Emerald enhancing its abilities. Immediately, the ground beneath him began to change into that of a cybernetic shell.
Are you seeing this? This is the more satisfactory result.
Nice.
It is incredible. Just what we wanted when we first tried it. It's all for real now.
It makes me wish I would have joined you much sooner.
I honestly don't care either way.
Now, there was something that came after this I had to cut out. After Eggman says, I honestly don't care either way, Stone says, if I did, I would have made you a latte with steamed Austrian goat milk, another reference from the Sonic movie. Eggman's like, what do I look like, an imbecile? Of course I want a latte. I love the way you make them. But I think we're done with the movie references here.
And back out in the park, all the combatants took notice at how swiftly the ground transformed into that of what Eggman had envisioned.
This doesn't look good. Appears Eggman is attempting his old plan again.
He's done this before? Wait, so he used me only as bait?
How is Eggman doing this? I have the Chaos Emeralds with me, don't I?
Look at how fast it's going. If anything, the source of power he might have taken would be the
Master Emerald. He only used the Overlanders as a distraction for us.
Eggman!
Hey, my M60!
Doctor, the Echidna has found us.
Oh, great.
Here comes my favorite part in the whole thing. Here it comes. We're going to hear Knuckles go full savage Rambo mode on them and destroy their machinery with that M60. This is supposed to be a tribute to Rambo. Yes. Like, this is one of the things I thought of while I was at my friend's house. Because it was shortly before that Combat Pack 2 had come to Mortal Kombat 11. I mean, maybe not shortly before, but it was sometime after I finally got Rambo for the game. And I had also watched Rambo 2, and then suddenly I get an idea coming from this for Knuckles to... You gotta hear this.
We're getting pinned down!
Oh my god!
I love that. I love that. Just imagine Wario and Waluigi ducking underneath the tables while getting their butts shot. And what Wario did right there with the, oh my... That was for certain Japanese Mario games on the N64. Certain Japanese ports where he was voiced not by Charles Martinet, but by Thomas Spindler. And that was one of the quotes. And people have put that in memes where he would say that and then scream shortly before he dies of something, whether it be horrific or ironic. And so I took advantage of that and put it in there. Oh my gosh. Let me go back a few seconds. I gotta hear that again.
Getting pinned down!
Oh my god!
Rambo.
This looks bad.
Oh, I love
We've
that.
become wise to your scheme, Eggman. We know you've tried this before.
Now hold on a minute, Sonic.
Gosh. Oh gosh. I forgot. I added the whole Sonic unzipping his backpack to take out the Power Stones. But I don't know why it seemed more to me like Eggman was unzipping his pants. No, please. We don't need that.
If you use the Power Stones near the Master Emerald, our worlds will merge again. You don't want the trigger under the Chaos Control, would you?
He's right. Earth and Mobius are separate this time. Gotta think of something else fast.
You've gone too far this time, Eggman!
Too far? As in outsmarting you? I still applaud myself for that. But trust me, stealing a precious item right from under someone's nose isn't the best I've done. It's stealing an entire kingdom! That's what!
Yeah, but we undid your work after destroying Robotropolis. The problem with you is that you're too persistent.
Yes. Thank you.
Either you hand over the Master Emerald, or I'll do some serious clobbering!
No, I'll do the clobbering around here. Ha ha! Hurry in here, Luigi. I want to give you the works. Is that too much to ask?
It wouldn't be if you were more patient about it.
More smash.
These guys are only slowing us down. Things are getting way worse every second if we don't undo the roboticizer's effects.
Knuckles, bring Wario towards me.
Roar!
Nice to see you again.
I almost had you before. That noodle brain tapper was a genius idea of mine.
Season 1.
I suppose you want to try to finish me off.
That I will. You want fun? Wario show you fun.
That was added at like the last minute. Like that was not in the first version of the script. I added that myself while recording Wario's lines. That was referencing to more E3 events, more gaming conventions where we have a Mario or Wario in real time. These floating heads, which Mario's would soon be used for Mario Teaches Typing 2. And Charles Martinet would voice them. I mean, it was someone else when Charles was on break, but the Wario, however, he had a floating head when he was about to give a showcase about the Nintendo 64 and Virtual Boy, and before the showcase goes on, he says, "You think this is fun? You got to be cuckoo crazy. You want fun? Wario show you fun." And people have used that as the myth of the infamous Wario apparition, where there was a myth that every copy of Super Mario 64 was personalized, and that if you go down to, it's mainly in the beta version, if you go down to where you enter the portal that goes to Dire Dire Docks in Peach's Castle, instead you will see Wario's floating head saying that same thing. You want fun? Wario show you fun. And then he would chase you down the hall, but the hall now becomes dark and endless, and then Wario's face becomes all twisted and comes at you and chomps you, and then the game crashes after that and the console resets and the player would have no memory. I mean, we all know that is like an urban legend. That urban legend just is not real. No, that never happened. I even tried it myself with emulation. It never worked out, but only some people have managed to squeeze that into their own ROM of the game. You all know the Wario apparition. Nintendo never made it themselves, alright? So this is fan stuff that I really satisfied.
Chaos Control!
Using the power of the Chaos Emeralds that Sonic brought with them, Shadow slowed Wario's pace until he became completely still, frozen in time. It created enough of a diversion for Knuckles to reach the top of the roboticizer and attempt to remove the Master Emerald. Doctor, you might want to look up.
No! No! Get down from there!
I still need to reverse the damage the roboticizer made. I'll continue using chaos control to rewind a portion of time. That machine needs to be stopped. Putting into action what he planned, Shadow rewound time to a few mere minutes ago, right before the roboticizer was activated. As Knuckles fully removed the Master Emerald, Mario's Babam finally appeared and entered the cave.
You set that up from the start, didn't ya?
Thanks to my good bro Mario, yes! Let's ditch the place! It's gonna blow!
This isn't gonna end well!
Oh no!
Here we go. The very popular Wario laughing video by Metal King Boo, where he remixes people exclaiming or shouting and just mixes the heck out of them. And so it sounded more like Wario was screaming like a maniac. And, you know, tons of YouTubers have used that video before. I'm not the only one.
As the smoke cleared, the roboticizer was completely destroyed, and its roboticization effects upon Earth were reversed. And Shadow saw at a distance a hidden area of the cave that contained the egg timer used to summon the Overlanders from the past. I was correct!
Now let's send these guys back to where they belong. Care to do the honors, Chris?
Is that only because I'm a scientist? Ah, whatever.
Even if you send me back to the past, I'll know what to do. I'll still find all of you and destroy you!
I'm afraid that's not how it works. You won't retain your memory from the future. You'll still lose the war.
Savages!
In an instant, all remaining Overlanders were wiped from the face of the Earth and back to the Mobius time period where they came from. And as for Eggman and his cronies, they were still alive, but were arrested shortly after being sighted. It appears we failed, Doctor.
Now this scene was originally going to be longer. I was going to have Tom Wachowski from the Sonic movie appear, and I think I still have the script. I think I still have that part of the script somewhere. I can't remember if I still do or not, but let me check real quick if I do. Docs. Maybe I removed it. Because this thing is just full of stuff. There's Bros on the Road. The Awakening Identity Script. Oh no, I don't have it anymore. Dang it, I'm sorry. So, let me try to remember how it went. Like, Tom gets out of his patrol car. He's like, "Hey, Sonic, it's been a while." Sonic's like, "Oh, hey, Donut Lord." Luigi's like, "What? Oh, Donut Lord? Wait. Oh, this is Officer Tom Wachowski. I saw him during my vacation at Green Hills, Montana. It's a good thing I took Sally's advice." Luigi asks what they were doing at Green Hills, and Tom explains that Bowser was on the loose there. That kind of explained where he was lately, because Bowser was never seen since Season 1. You know, Eggman's been the main villain of the series, and I've just never bothered to put Bowser back into Supersonic Squad as a whole, even though he used to be a major villain back in 2011, but nah. And I originally wanted my older brother to voice Tom, but we were on time constraints. So before they took off, Sonic's like, "Thanks for stopping by, and tell Pretzel Lady I said hi." But no. And right here you can hear the music cue of "Dear My Friend" by Brent Cash from Sonic Unleashed. And that song still really gets to me. It's such a beautiful song. the best song from Sonic Unleashed. Glad I used it for this.
So, Egghead, any last words before you're off to the slammer?
Will I ever succeed in actually keeping a world the way I want it to be?
I already know the answer. No.
Cheaters. Butt breath.
Luigi's insult from the live action film. Where's Daisy, butt breath? Oh my gosh.
After all damages were repaired and the citizens were escorted back to their homes, all was peaceful in Brooklyn once again. Now it feels like home.
Home sweet home. What's mine is yours. Just like I said to Shadow after our world and Mobius separated.
Speaking of which, where is he? The Master Emerald is back in its place, on Angel Island where it should be.
Thanks, Shadow. I owe you one.
Maybe a coupon for your music shop?
Done and done.
I gotta say, this was by far one of the most aggressive adventures we've been through. I know we've encountered plenty others almost alike, but this involved something that would truly become a deadly weapon. Past. At least it's all over now. We stuck together and pulled through like we should. I think it's time Knuckles and I head home now. Thanks for everything. Again.
Ditto.
Anytime, good friends.
Stop by anytime you like.
We'll see each other again soon.
Thanks, guys.
Minutes later, at Thorndyke Mansion. Ready to head home?
You bet, Chris.
Until next time, Sonic. See you around, pal.
Now, I originally thought this out to be the finale of the series as a whole, since I didn't have anything really new for it. Like, this was new, and I broke the silence that the series had gone through, but I didn't really plan on resurrecting the series as a whole and keeping on going from there. But I started getting new ideas. I got the idea for Bros on the Road while I was trying to finish this thing. So I guess you can say Sonic was just emotional because after all this time of inactivity, they finally got back on track. They finally reunited. They did something heroic. They saved the town. They worked together like they used to all those years ago, and it's incredible I was able to bring it all back. Just good vibes, good feelings. So I feel Sonic right here.
It's so strange. Mobius is my true home, and I've also felt like Earth has been another home for me and my friends. Humans there are very hospitable. I guess we can all thank Luigi for coming up with the idea of ending our rivalry. That's all it took. Throughout all the adventures I've had with the friends I've kept so close, we have made some good times. I hope they never end.
I hope the same. So now you hear the song I'll Be Late by Mercy Drive playing, and I bought the whole album for the sake of doing this. I mean, got some dust on the screen. But, I mean, the whole album itself is great, alright? I love it. Mercy Drive, that's the only album they ever made in 2005, but it is still just, brings back the good memories. I love it. And so, while it is playing a custom shortened version that I made, like a mini version, you know, I give the credits, I give more commentary, and I give a brief showcase of some of my artwork from over the years of Supersonic Squad, and I'll point some out to you as I go along. Let's go. Yeah, this episode's script was written in November of 2020, and the audio play was finished in May of 2021 due to the huge delay. just in time to celebrate the 10th birthday of the original idea for Supersonic Squad.
Driving fears away, closer yet so far to go.
What joy it is to relive the adventures with Sonic, Mario, Luigi, Shadow, Christopher, Knuckles, Dr. Eggman, Wario, and Waluigi. Like, all those were the main characters of the series, but there was also Tails. And I originally wanted to put Tails in this episode, but eventually I just had no place for him. Like, I had no dialogue for him, just nothing, no ideas for him. So, in the end, I replaced him with Knuckles.
Near you, you turned away, leave me on this path alone. So I'll
There's
be
that, you already saw that. Oh my gosh. Another one from 2011. You got some unused concepts that never made into the official series. You got Waluigi and his purple pies. He invents the purple pies where it'll taste like anything you can imagine, even poison. And then we got the Luigi Ghost. That was just a drawing mistake that I took advantage of. This was ridiculous. It's one of the only ones I have on glossy paper. And I colored Shadow's eyes wrong. Now, all those you saw were from 2011. This was from 2012, and this was when I had a concept of bringing back the Not Whole Freedom Fighters. You can see Sonic holding a sword that is not Caliburn, and Sally reaching for a sword that is not the sword of Acorn. Very false depiction. Sorry I drew them wrong. The shading is weird. This was one of my favorites. I did have another version of this drawn. I still have it. It was the first version, but Cobra had a completely different design. My brother told me he looked more like a ripoff of Venom from Marvel Comics, so I redesigned him. This is how he looks now. Looks so sick. And this was to be a promo pic for Death to the Royal Family. It was the season 2 premiere. And if you listen to one of my other audio plays, Naruto and the Missing Ninja, you're probably going to ask, wait a minute, wasn't Cobra in Missing Ninja? Is this what he looks like? No. That's like a completely different take on Cobra that I had. It was not the official take. This was it. This was the official alien-esque Cobra that I came up with. And it's the version that we all know and love. Andrew, how did you... You heard me. This was 2014. Sonic Boom was announced, and the Supersonic Squad was still not released to the public yet. But after some encouragement from my younger brother, I'm like, alright, fine. I can take all those old concepts and finally bring this idea out into the public's eyes. Put on fanfiction.net. So I drew... So in my subscription list, yeah, I'm going to be doing this a little more often. Alright? I got plenty more audio plays to react to and to analyze better. So that's why I say, what's this? It's all coming back. I'm bringing back Supersonic Squad, but I'm going to make it public this time. I'm going to put it on the internet. And yeah, it does say since May 2011 down there. You're making a reaction video, a behind the scenes point of view. Yeah, my older brother did that to a few of our PlayStation All Stars episodes, so why not do the same now that I have the right kind of technology to do this? What about Luigi's shading? This never really saw the light of day. This was like a concept for a movie poster kind of thing, for a movie-length thriller that I wanted to do in 2011. If you're going to do Bros on the Road, count me in. Well, we'll see how we can work that out, alright? We'll see. Depends on if we have the right kind of technology to do that. Might have to do that on Discord, we'll see. But, for this right here, that movie-length thriller never saw the light of day. I had no real plot for it. Nothing real was here. And I wanted to give Bowser another chance. My younger brother did the spiky shell, anyway. Thank you. I don't know if the phrase I would give it would count. I'm gonna go to bed night. Yeah, you get your sleep. I don't know if this kind of phrase would count for this particular episode, but I might label it as feel good because it felt so good for me to bring the series back and give it the good vibes of friends sticking close together to end this threat that's really crushing everything. And you've got the right kind of music going. Sonic is just deep inside really happy to be together with his friends again, especially from another world, to do the same thing that they did in season 1. It was like a replay. So, man, I thought I heard something. What was that? My cat is outside the door meowing. Sorry, Wilson, I'll get to you later. Anyway, wow. Felt incredible. Even though most of my voice actors disappeared, I never gave up on it. I wanted to do this as a way of celebrating the 10th birthday of a Supersonic Squad, so wow. It's incredible. And shortly before I finished it, we came up with the idea of Bros on the Road, which I will react to that one soon, and hopefully if I have the kind of technology with Andrew to live stream about it together, react to it together, because I don't think he's listened to the whole thing all the way through. It's about time he did. About time we all did. Alright? So, we'll see what we can do about that. Whew. Thank you guys for being here. I mean, you weren't really here when I first streamed, so if you end up seeing this sometime after, then that's alright. That is alright. I'm just happy to do this. So happy. And I will see you all next time.